up, everybody? This video is going to kind of serve as the week 15 recap, daily videos, and really anything else that I haven't done / been able to do this week. I apologize that this is going to be kind of more of a sit-down chat video than anything else, but it's been kind of a crazy couple weeks, and I'm just trying to keep everything in order, keep my life in order a little bit here, and still get to making these videos and getting my runs in and, doing all the things that I need to do. So we kind of skipped doing the daily videos this week, and we're just going to do a long recap to kind of go over how the week went, and where we're at in training and all that good stuff. So that's kind of what this video is. So I apologize that it's not kind of like the previous ones, but it is what it is, and we're gonna do it as such. So kind of taking a look back at week 15. This is the last week of high mileage training, meaning that it's the last 50-mile week, and from here on out we're on the decline. We're starting to taper in mileage, meaning that it's getting less and less each week until we hit June 18th and it's race day, which is crazy because as of right now it's less than 3 weeks away and it's creeping up really fast. So this last week I had, for my runs, I did 5:10, I believe it was 5:10, 5, 10, 20 for a total of 50 miles this last week. And I've kind of had to do some shuffling over the past week or two in when I did my runs based off a few different things. This past week I got a pretty nasty cold. You can probably still tell I sound a little congested, but I had a cold since last Wednesday, so it's been an entire week now. I don't know, I've just been really stuffed up, had a cough, kind of felt it in my chest a little bit. I tested and I was negative for COVID, so we're good on that regard, but still got a pretty nasty cold going on, and it definitely hasn't been helping my case in terms of just, getting my exercises done and my overall health. So that's definitely been a struggle this week. One of my buddies also recently, got married last weekend. So we had festivities for that going all weekend, and it was Memorial Day. So we were busy with that too. And then the weekend before we had his bachelor party. And so it's just been kind of a culmination of things just all happening at one time, that it's just been a lot trying to manage and orchestrate and still make time for my runs and exercises. So that's kind of why I've been doing some shuffling around. But so kind of how this week shook out was I did my long run. Okay, let me back up a little bit. So kind of how this week shook out is I did my workouts, I believe, starting on Tuesday. I did 5, 10, and then skipped Thursday because we were busy, and used that as my rest day instead of Friday. And then I did 5 on Friday. I did 10 on Saturday, and that one sucked. It was hot. We were down at Aaron's family's cabin and down in Elysian, Minnesota, and so it was 90 degrees. I probably ran it at like 6 or 7, so it was still pretty warm. And I ran along this running, or I guess it's technically a biking trail, but I was going to run on it because it was just a nice, long, straight path, So I did that. The first, 3 or 4 miles went good, and then I kept running into these swarms of gnats or flies or, whatever they were. But, they were so thick for such an extended period of time that I couldn't run without getting them in my eyes, within my mouth, and I literally couldn't breathe without sucking them in. And so that was an issue. So I was able to make it through, get through 5 miles, and as I was coming back, I couldn't keep doing it. I had to stop and walk for a while partly because I was tired in my cold, but also because I just was tired of sucking in bugs, inhaling them, and getting them into my eyes. I mean, they were all over my chest, my face, they were in my eye. I mean, it was a mess. So I had to walk through some of that, and then I kind of ran after we finally got past that buggy area, and then walked again because I think my chest was just tight and I wasn't feeling great because of my sickness. And we ended up finishing it off, and it was a slower run, but we got all 10 miles in, and I guess that's the important part. But it was definitely a struggle, for sure. And then so the last run then would be the 20 miler, which I normally would do on Sunday. It was another hot day on Sunday, so I didn't end up doing it. But what I did is I took what would have been the 5 miler, did that on Sunday for the upcoming week, which would have been week 16. And then, so I did that day, that went well. And then we got home on Monday. I still felt kind of crappy, so I did another 5 miler. I believe it was a 5 miler that would have been from week 16 again as well, and did that on Monday night along with like a little bike to kind of get that in as well. And so I was kind of combining week 15 and week 16, but I mean, it is what it is, and that's what worked out. So we were just making those adjustments on the fly. So then yesterday was Tuesday, and I had my, yesterday was Wednesday, I apologize. On Tuesday of this week, I did the 20 miler. I ran it about midday. I did it outside. It was brutally windy that day, which sucked. And so I was running into the wind probably like a third of the time, and it was exhausting. I mean, you were putting in your normal amount of effort, trying to keep pace, but also trying to fight the wind at the same time, and it was tough. Definitely good training and probably good for my overall endurance, but it was still a bummer to have to do that. And so I did 2 loops. I did an 11.2 mile loop, which I've been doing in my past long runs. And then I went out and kind of did I guess whatever that shakes out to be, a 4.4 out and 4.4 back, basically to give me another 8.8 miles to total 20. So we did both of those loops. We ran the entire thing outside. It was about 70 degrees, but the wind was the kicker for sure. So we got that done. We got the 20 miles in, and that was the last long run of this entire training plan. The longest one I have in the next 3 weeks is only 12 miles. So we got through the 3 really heavy weeks, the 350-mile weeks, and we got through it. I mean, it's crazy to think about that we already are through week 15. We got the heaviest weeks done, and now we're on the decline and getting ready for race day. I mean, it's truly incredible how fast these few months have flown by and how fast this training has flown by, even though it was challenging and a lot of work. I mean, we're through the bulk of it, so that's very exciting, and I'm super stoked about it. And this is the most mileage I've done easily in any of my previous marathon trainings. I haven't skipped a workout. I had to cut one of my runs short because it was going so poorly, but other than that, we've hit every workout so far, knock on wood. And it's been awesome to see, and awesome for myself just to be able to get through it and make the time for it and really make this a commitment. So I'm really excited about that, excited that my last 20 miler went well. I'm trying to remember how fast I ran it. I think it was 7:12, I think was my average, so very pleased with that. Cannot complain because I just want to keep it under that 7:15 mark to get the 3:10 marathon. So that was really great. So for it being kind of a chaotic week, for me being sick and just kind of dealing with a number of other things, it was a good week. I'm glad I could finish strong, even with some adversity as far as some of those things go. But we got all the miles in, we got all the exercises in, we got the long run done. we finished the long runs and we're moving forward. I'm stoked. I keep getting more and more excited as we get to race day. I'm nervous, as I mentioned before, but you know, we're ready. We've done what we can. We've trained hard, and we're going to continue to try to take care of my body these next couple weeks as we lead up to race day, stretching, getting my runs in, exercises, eating right, and so on and so forth, so that when the marathon time comes, hopefully we can perform our best. And I have my fingers crossed for the weather that day, that it's cool, not too windy, hopefully not rainy, and so that we don't have to worry about that and we can just focus on trying to perform our best. But that's all we got for week 15. We're going to keep on pushing through with week 16, and then we'll have another video next week. But thank you all for bearing with me through these videos. I do appreciate those of you who watch. And as we start to wind down here on the training, the videos will also kind of follow suit. So that's all we got for week 15. Thank you guys again for watching, and we'll see you all again next week. Peace.